just gets bigger and better. And of course, the 30 minutes just every single year. And it just continues to grow and grow in stature. Lovely to have your company here, folks. Welcome to all our runners, all our overseas contingent runners, all from different parts of the country. People who've come here time and time again every year. Credit to them too. Awesome to have your company. At about 7 o'clock this morning, the marathon runners on their merry way. We look forward to welcoming them back at the end.
To support their loved ones. It's always good to see all the locals here at Knysna who come down especially to welcome all the finishers across the line. It's been an absolute awesome day here in this beautiful part of the world.
So back in 2006, the Knysna Marathon was my first running race, basically my first running experience, and that's definitely when the bug bit for me. After the race, coming back to Cape Town, to my hometown Hout Bay, I joined my local running club and really quickly got into trail running and to running on Table Mountain. And I guess what it's been 14 years now, and the rest is history.
Welcome to the heart of the garden route in South Africa, to a town whose biggest claim to fame is being the home of a maths and science teacher. This is Knysna. And these forests are some of the oldest trees in the world. They were just seedlings while Genghis Khan was invading China. And under this dense canopy is run a marathon that people speak of in hushed whispers. We've heard that this could be the most beautiful, but one of the most challenging road running races in South Africa. So Charlene and I decided to find out for ourselves.
Now here's a tricky problem.
Ticket. Thank you. Getting a taxi. Getting to the start is not so simple. Because first, we have to catch a taxi. Thanks, bye! Which drove us up the forest road in the dark, dropping us off on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere.
Imagine being scared to walk alone, scared to speak your mind, and scared to just be. This is what we
Hi guys, this is it.
Okay, baie
Nog
dankie.
eens vir julle. Ek sien julle later in die bos.
Okay.
Stop daar so en dan sien julle daar res in die bos ingaan.
And just like that, we were in the Knysna forest. The only way back now is to run the race. But first, we had to walk in the dark to the start.
You can't see me, but after being dumped by the taxi, we're now in a pitch black forest. And I think I lost Charlene a little while ago already. I am feeling cold and I'm dressed like a hobo. And I'm walking in the Knysna forest. And I'm ready for a marathon.
We emerged into a clearing into the forest.
It's like Blair Witch Project.
Fires were lit and hot chocolate was served. And there we waited for the start.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hundreds of us, dressed in jerseys, beanies, and gloves, set off into the darkness and immediately into our first hill.
Definitely the toughest race to get I've ever in any marathon that I've run. People are starting to strip. They're getting hot now.
As we stripped off our dozen layers, we reached the first summit and were greeted by the warmth of the sun.
We've just come up the first hill, taken off all my clothes, which apparently they donate to charity, although I've seen most of them be picked up by the guys on the side of the road. It's actually just gone 4Ks, and now we've got a nice downhill stretch.
And that would be the last time that either of us would describe a downhill as nice. We began to run deeper into the forest, and while the trees grew larger, so did the hills.
Feels like real bit.
Now I knew there were going to be hills, but so far they've been a lot steeper than I thought. Still having fun, but I'm a little bit worried my legs are not going to survive this. Now about 19 Ks in the race, and I'm starting to learn now is that at Knysna you're either going up or you're going down. There's no flat, and at the moment it's just up.
While we celebrated the summit of another hill, Knysna's toughest challenge was just around the corner. We were about to descend down the mountainside into the belly of the beast.
Oh my god. It is so massive hill. Downhill. Hopefully we can survive this. what the hills have done.
Although it sounds like we complained the whole way,
Oh, fuck, I'm tired.
with all those hills, who was it? As we emerged from under the shadow of the giants in the forest, it was onward to the finish. We came to Knysna to see if this marathon could be South Africa's most beautiful road running race. After the experience of 42 kilometers on these sand roads without 1 meter of flatness, we have decided that if your legs can survive, yes, it just may be.
Best marathon in the country, I think.
Thank you, Knysna, for one incredible adventure.
Okay, guys, morning. This is Andrew Finn, and we're on the course of the Knysna Forest Marathon. It's a bit different this year. As you can see, at this time of the morning, you'd normally see thousands of runners coming down this road. We're on top of the hill, and you would battle to actually get in because of the number of runners. What has happened this year is the marathon has gone virtual. So there are going to, you will see some runners shortly, hopefully, while we're still talking. They've started this morning, some of them individually, I think, have started at 8 o'clock at the glebe. So we'll be seeing them where we are now, probably in another 10 minutes or so. But they'll all be running individually on this route. So it's not an actual race today. So we just thought it would be very interesting to show you what it's like up here on the course. So next year, when you come and join us, you'll be able to see what you're missing. This is a view of Knysna, the lagoon, on a Saturday morning, not a breath of wind. This is what you're missing, guys. If you were here, you would be seeing this. You're not getting it now, unfortunately. So let's move over to Wayne Kidd. Wayne Kidd is this year's virtual Knysna Forest Marathon organizer. He's currently the chairman of the Marathon Club, and Knysna Marathon Club, and he'd like to say a couple of things about the Forest Marathon this year. Wayne, tell us a bit about what's going on and where we are.
Okay, firstly, Andrew, I'm the president of the Knysna Marathon Club. Sharon is our chairperson. Yes, yeah, it was very unfortunate and sad that we had to cancel the Knysna Forest Marathon, but like most of the other races, we decided to do a virtual race. Together with our 2142, we brought in a 10 kilometer just so that other family members could join in. And yes, beautiful day.
Sorry, Wayne, can I interrupt you? I know It's a beautiful day, but tell us, how does this virtual thing work? I mean, you've told us now you've got this 10, which we've never done before. You've got the 21 and the 42. How do people actually do it? Because there's nobody on the course now. What's going on?
Yes, okay. The virtual thing is you could run it where you are, where you stay. You could run it, but we had a week where that you could run the race. We got people from all over South Africa. We got some international people. We got people that are one from Hong Kong, one from Australia that's also doing the nicer virtual race. So yeah, basically wherever you are, wherever you stay, we wanted you to practice social distancing and just to be safe on the roads. And then you run your 10, your 21 or your 42, then you would submit your times to us. And that's how we would do it this year.
So what is there? A prize? Are you having a prize giving? Are you going to have a winner? How does that side of things
okay,
work?
Unfortunately, for a virtual race, there's no winners. Everyone's a winner. If you just participate, you are a winner. We've got some lucky draws, which is tonight live. Some fabulous prizes.
When's that, Wayne?
Tonight.
When?
9 o'clock.
Huh?
7 o'clock tonight.
Sorry, okay, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock tonight live. We'll be doing it live lucky draws. We've got some fabulous prizes, so people must tune in. It's going to be like a random
Sorry,
draw.
Wayne, where do we find you at 7 o'clock live tonight? I've got a feeling it might be the Knysna Oyster Festival Facebook page.
That's correct.
And we'll also surely be live on the Forest Marathon Facebook page.
That's correct. The links have been put out there. Just join, and then you'll be able to watch us live. This morning I was at the glebe where it usually starts at 7 o'clock, and it was a nice frisk 2 degrees. The car showed 2 degrees. So if you would have been here, you would have been preparing ready for the 21 or started the 42. It was cold, very, very cold. But that's all part of it. The nice taxi ride up, sitting around the fires, drinking the hot chocolate, and then just socializing and listening to the other people's stories. Yes, like you say, unfortunately, we can't do it in the forest. I mean, today's a beautiful day. You can see Knysna. There's a lot of people running. People are running all over Knysna. I'm sure people are running all over South Africa. And yes, you know, it's just to keep the whole atmosphere, the whole vibe, and the whole thing of the Knysna Forest Marathon alive. You know, this is a thing that's been going on for a very, very long time. And myself as one of the new people that have taken over, but I took over from people that have been doing it for a long time, people that did a very excellent job. So, and I think one of them was here with us also.
Okay, Wayne, thank you. Would you like to just give a final message before we move on to our special celebrity guest this morning?
Okay, people, I want to say enjoy the virtual race. Enjoy what you can see, watch, enjoy running. Running is part of life. Well, running is nice. I encourage the people to be safe and just to look at our Facebook page and know that next year we're going to be back stronger and better.
Okay, thank you very much, Wayne. But don't go away. We've got a couple of questions for you after we've had a chat to Kenny. We're still looking at the route. As you can see, there's nobody here. Hopefully, while we're talking to Kenny, we might find some runners coming past. Okay, now I'm moving across to the legendary Kenny Wilkinson. Kenny Wilkinson is a past organizer of the Knysna Forest Marathon, and he has organized the event for a number of years. He's also a comrades runner, and I think that's something I forgot Wayne didn't mention. Between us here, I think we've got 42 years worth of comrades runners. Am I correct, Wayne?
Yes, correct. I'm the junior to Kenny. I've run 19 today. This year would have been my 20th one in 2020, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to run it next year. But yes, comrades, it's in my blood, just like Kenny will tell you. Kenny's been doing some great ones. He did a couple of silvers.
Okay, hello, Kenny. Anybody
Hi.
who doesn't know Kenny I've just introduced with his comrade history, but he's also got a history of the Knysna Forest Marathon. Kenny, please tell us about where you come from with the Knysna Forest Marathon and when were you involved in it?
The Forest Marathon, I actually got involved in 1989. I moved to Knysna in 1988. But the Forest Marathon itself, funnily enough, started in 1983. And it's a very unusual beginning because normally, you know, athletic clubs throughout the country, an athletic club, the blokes will get together and they'll decide, oh, let's organize a marathon over such and such a course. And that's how a marathon starts. Now, Knysna was very, very different. As I say, it was 1983. There was no running club in Knysna. And, you know, Knysna is relies very much on tourism. And of course, the winter months in Knysna, June, July, August, were dead. So the city fathers, shall we call them, the town council, at one of their meetings said, listen, what can we do to try and boost the town a bit? And somebody came up with an idea of a festival. So they said, okay, that's a good idea. Let's have, now, what do we do with a festival? Somebody said, what about a marathon? That's a good idea. But who can organize a marathon? We don't know anything about a marathon.
And they still don't.
And they still don't. So one of the blokes then said, but you know, there's a chap who lives on Leisure Island who was a runner. And of course, he was referring to the great Malcolm Spence. Now, Malcolm Spence, for those who aren't aware, won a bronze medal in the 400 meters in the Olympic Games in 1960. Anyway, these chaps said, let's ask Malcolm Spence what he can do about it. So, of course, they approached Malcolm Spence. Now, Malcolm had no experience of running distances or anything like that. As I say, he was a 400-meter runner. But he sort of got a few pals together and they said, listen, let's do something about this. And what they did is they contacted the Athletics South Africa in George, the local crowd, and said, listen, we want to organize a marathon in Knysna. And they said but who's going to organize it? Oh, well, so and so and so and so and so and so. And I said, no, you know, any race has got to be organized by a club. And it's got to be a club that is affiliated to Athletics South Africa. So, of course, the chaps then said, okay, well, if that's easy, we open a club, we start a club. So, of course, the Knysna Marathon Club was born. And their first job was to organize the Knysna Forest Marathon. So that's how that all came about. However, you know, this was, as I said, this was in 1983. It was the days before computers and digital timekeeping devices and so on and so forth. The chaps only had analog type stopwatches and so on. And as I said, there was very, very little experience. However, they organized the Forest Marathon. And as things would so happen, it poured down in buckets. So these poor blokes with no experience had to organize this race in these extreme conditions. Well, the story is that the race was won by Errol Green from Port Elizabeth in a time of 2 hours, 20 minutes odd. It's a very, very good time. And in fact, that record still stands today, 39 years later.
Was that the same course, Kenny?
It wasn't quite the same course, no, but it was very similar. Same starting point, but a different finishing point. And a few different little pieces in the forest that were changed. Yes, but unfortunately, the timekeeping, the results in the deluge, the results were all washed away. So although they know the positions of the prize winners, the actual results of the race are non-existent. Unfortunately, but that's the way it happened.
Can we interrupt you for a second, Kenny?
Yeah, of course.
We've got some lone runners coming down this road. I think here we have some virtual runners. They don't look virtual to me. They actually look real. And who have we got here? I hope you're all social distancing very well and clearly. Good morning. You're live. You're internationally at the moment. Morning. That's right. Okay, Kenny. Well, there we are. That was interesting. We got 4 socially distancing runners.
Very nice.
And
lovely
really
to see
them all.
Eh?
Yes.
Lovely to see. Yes, well, as I say, but even with those mishaps, you know, this race has just grown from strength to strength. And I don't know how many entries there were for that first race. I don't think anybody does, to be quite honest. But I know that by 1988, which is, 5 years, they hit 1,000 runners the first time. It was 1,004.
Was there a half marathon at that stage?
Yes,
or was
yes.
it...
The half marathon has always been the bigger one of the two, yeah. Yeah, so I know, as I say, I took over in 1989, so I know that 1988 it was just over 1,000. But, you know, from there, this race has grown to, 37 years later, what was it last year? It was close on 10,000, eh? It was close on 10,000 runners. So it's a fantastic race.
But most of those are actually half marathon runners.
Most of them are half.
So if you live in Cape Town, the month before Cape Town, that waterfront is just people training to come and run the half marathon in Knysna. It's quite crazy.
Absolutely. The other big thing about it is that, you know, there's a hell of a lot of the half marathon runners are social runners. They're not licensed runners. Most of them are social runners, and many of them, this is the only race they run the whole year, and they come from all over the place to come and run the Knysna Forest Marathon. For a number of years, actually, in the late 90s and into the 2000s, the Forest Marathon was actually voted as the top half marathon in the country. Many years by the, in those days it was SA Runner magazine.
Yeah, Kenny. So tell us about the experience. This marathon is different. How those of you who have never competed here will not know, and I'm sure lots of you are watching. How do people go? I mean, the guys that talk about this place, the Glebe. What is the Glebe? How do people get there? I mean, it sounds. What is it?
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
Knysna's in town. We're currently on top of a mountain. So,
Yeah.
how do people get here? And how do they get to the start?
This is of course what the things that make it different to all the other races. In that the start is at this place called the Glebe, which is a forest, a quarry, which is an old disused quarry in the middle of the Knysna forest, and it's approximately to get to it from Knysna, it's the shortest cut is about a 10 kilo drive to get there. And what we do is we hire taxis. All the local taxis, I think there's usually about 120, 130 taxis. And these taxis take all the people up to the Glebe. The Glebe is all decked out. There are tents and there's coffee and there's rusks and there's fires going to keep the people warm. And the atmosphere is just absolutely electric because it is freezing cold. So everybody sits around with blankets and as I say, there are literally thousands of them and they just pile in. Atmosphere, the music is going, etc., etc. And then, of course, the run, of course, is something else too, because it's all through the forest. And I mean, people coming from Johannesburg and from the big cities and all that, it is really something very different for them.
Yeah. So, Kenny, have we had any interesting people run it over the years? Have we had anybody special been here? Have we had any celebrities? Has Bruce Fordyce been here? And what about I hear there's a young runner, a relatively young runner who started running in 2006, somewhere around there. Also has run our race as a sort of a start to his career.
Who is that?
Wasn't it Ryan Sands?
Oh, Ryan Sands. Ryan Sands did, yes.
Oh, look, here we have a runner. This looks like Marcel Ruiz.
That's him.
And he could be doing a really good time, a solo runner. He started at 8, I think, at the Glebe. Oh, Marcel, you want to say hello to us? You're live. How's the run going?
All good.
That's good.
Good. Beautiful weather.
How's your time?
90 pace at the moment.
Okay.
So 90 minutes, hoping to keep it up.
Okay, well, we'll see you at the finish. Well, there isn't a finish, but you can time yourself. And here comes some spectators busy riding their bikes along. Morning. You guys, you're not doing the Forest Marathon. You're doing, I presume you're doing a Komsa Putt. Enjoy your Komsa Putt, guys. Morning, morning. Morning. How are you? It's getting quite busy up here now. Marcel has just turned off this road and he's gone into the proper forest now. Because there's a 3-kilometer loop that goes into the forest itself, and he has just gone off into that section now. Okay, and back to Wayne here.
Yes, okay, Andrew. Yeah, that's what I want to say. A lot of people are running the Forest Marathon route today. As you saw, Marcel doing a very good pace. There's a lot of people that will be starting at different times. As we didn't want people to run together. And yes, please, people, join us tonight, 7 o'clock for the live lucky draw. All the people that entered will be in the lucky draw. There's some nice prizes. These are people that are supported us, people that have been there. And we just want to say also, thank you to all the people that are entered for the virtual race. And please remember, next year, we're going to be back. We're going to be stronger. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wayne. And thank you, Kenny, for your input. It's been really valuable. 42 years worth of comrades here. And also, just so that you're all aware of it, this is Knysna. This is part of the Knysna Oyster Festival. We've still got a very busy calendar program today. There's going to be a township tour video showing just after this. Thereafter, we're going to have two artists. One is Mel Elliott, a famous Knysna name. He'll be doing a painting demonstration just now. And then we also have another very interesting artist, Jan Raats. He does finger painting, and he will be on just after this show. Just look at the program on that Roscoe will show you when we finished here. And then later this evening, there will be music and entertainment. Yeah, we've done it. And then I think we're going to close off for now. And yeah, we'll see you later. And those of you who are running or going to run today, get out there, do your 21, and then submit your times so that you could be part of the lucky draw tonight. Thank you, everybody. We're off air now. Thank you.
It just continues to grow and grow in stature. Lovely to have your company here, folks. Welcome to all our runners, all our overseas contingent runners, all from different parts of the country. People who've come here time and time again every year to grace us with their presence. The Knysna American Running Club who do such a great job every year in making this event happen. Credit to them too. Awesome to have your company. At about 7 o'clock this morning, the marathon runners on their merry way. We look forward to welcoming them back at the end.
To support their loved ones. It's always good to see it. All the locals here at Knysna who come down especially to welcome all the finishers across the line. It's been an absolute awesome day here in this beautiful part of the world.
Hi guys, my name is Zimzeb Zonke Zikona Zapalala Gumza Chonemanzini, known as Luando.
Hello everyone, my name is Mbulelo Velem.
Hi, my name is Ella.
Hi, we are Mzinitors. So now guys, here in the township, we have our own township restaurant called Chisanyama. So Chisanyama means bend the meat. So now right here on my left hand side is Tatambanzi. Tatambanzi and his wife, they are buying the meat and sell the meat for people who are passing here on the street. So if you know that you want to drink much beer for a day, then you don't have to stress about cooking. You can just come here and buy yourself a mixed pork meat. And you can see here in the pot, we also have drumstick and chicken wings. And we're also making hot dogs. As you can see in this pot, we have what we call Russian. So now when you go inside here, there's a rice, there's a cabbage, there's also a beef stew. So if you don't want to cook, you can just come to Makazi Chisanyama. Me again, want to Zaifani, I thank you. Kamalengo Simalibo. Okay guys, so my name is Zimzeb Zonke Zikona Zapalala Gumza Chonemanzini, aka Z. So now I'm gonna teach you a Xhosa phrase. The first one is wamkelekile, but you can say it wamkelekile. I want you to understand it. Say it for the last time with me. Wamkelekile. That means you're welcome. Thank you.
My rhymes are cheesy and the flow is flimsy. Yes, as the fishing jenga shoot my day, yes, finjui kissy. But bambe busy, jonga bandenza dizzy. Bonga badwana be shaking it, trying to please me. Yan bambu, yan hossa, I ain't coming, ya flossa. And compromising and represent the Xhosa. When at the days, Xhosa represent.